host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
But I want to talk about the stark differences in the Schoen's draft from his first draft to this one right here. It's, his theories and all that and everything. They've certainly changed. They have certainly changed without question. So, all right, where are we at here? All right, so there's a long one there. It's just from the education of New York Giants GM Joe Schoen. The differences in his draft from 2022 to 2025 are stark. This is from Anthony Del Genio. Unsurprisingly, the verdict around the NFL and among the Giants fans is that Schoen had a great 3 days at the draft. None of it means anything until the games begin. But for a team coming off a dispiriting 3-14 season, the optimism now is higher than anyone might have imagined. For whatever reason, Schoen and his staff now seem to be better drafters than they were when they first came in. In some sense, that's not a surprise. Schoen was hired by the Giants in January 2022. Brian Daboll was hired as a head coach a week later. That gave them less than 3 months on the job to evaluate their existing roster, get to know their college and pro personnel departments, mostly inherited from the previous regime, and deal with free agency. That ain't enough time. Of course, most new GMs and head coaches face the same thing, since firings and hirings usually take place when the previous season ends in January. What made Schoen's challenge different from, say, that of Adam Peters in Washington is that he inherited a roster whose contracts put the Giants $40 million in the red. Thus, in his first offseason, Schoen mostly released or did not re-sign players, and he was only able to sign low-end free agents on bargain basement contracts. Peters did not have that problem, and it showed in all the contracts he was able to give out to high-end or mid-range veterans such as Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Jeremy Chin, and etc., and so on. During the bye week last season, Schoen alluded to the fact that the Giants were short on players heading into the 2022 draft, and this might have been his motivation for the multiple trade downs he performed and the players he chose. The next year in 2023, he did just the opposite, moving up in the draft twice to grab specific players. In both cases, the argument can be made that he did it to fill needs rather than to get the best player available at any point in the draft. There's nothing wrong with trading down to accumulate picks. In fact, it's considered to be a desirable draft strategy, as long as the picks you make are good values. The reaction to most of Schoen's 2022 draft, though, after Kayvon and Evan Neal was who? Right? Yeah, I mean, the last two drafts have been different. Let's take a look at all four of his drafts and see the progression in skill draft over the time. I mean, yeah, I said 2022 class. I mean, yeah, Wandale Robinson was a good, solid pick. Kayvon was a good, solid pick. Flott's not a bad pick, but I mean, and McFadden was a good pick. Right? 2023, we took Banks and Schmitz, Jalen Hyatt, Eric Gray, Trey Hawkins III, Javarius Owens not even on the team, Jordan Riley, so. But last season, Neighbors, Newman, Phillips, Johnson, and Tracy Muasau, good solid picks. So the chart above allows us to address two questions. Where and how often did Schoen overdraft prospects to fill needs, and how often did he get good value? How often have his picks not lived up to expectations, and how often have they exceeded them? Let's see here. The second big difference. The progression of results over Schoen's 4 drafts to date is striking. Schoen takes a lot of heat for the Kayvon and Neal picks, but that's history. The NFL had those players ranked number 3 and number 4 heading into the draft. After that, though, there's clear evidence of reaching for need, poor scouting, or a combination of the two. Every single pick was taken not just sooner, but a lot sooner than the community imagined them to. Let's see. 50 pick, 43. Wow. Wow. So let me see if I can share my screen here. Pop this up here. Share the screen, and I'll show you. This is interesting. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. Okay. All right. So if you look here, right, the big board. Okay. Now his first year in 2022. Okay. Wan'Dale Robinson on the big board. I don't know if this is PFF or whatever. They had him as the 93rd ranked player. The Giants took him at number 43. Joshua Zudu, the 143rd ranked player. The Giants took him at 67. That's 76 picks before the big board had him ranked as. Cordell Flott, 176th. Took him at 81. I mean, look at all of these. I mean, look at it. Marcus McKeithen. He was the 411th on the big. I don't know what this big board this says here. Big board, the BBV. Exhaustive research every year. Oh, okay. Chris Flum, who does exhaustive research every year on prospects for the draft for BBV. I don't know. Still don't know who the heck that is, but right. Marcus McKeithen, they had him the 411th player on the big board, whatever it is. I don't know. Giants took him at 173. That's 238 picks sooner. He shouldn't even been drafted, according to them. Big BBV. Once again, whoever the heck that is. Right? Then you look here. Trey Hawkins III. 545th player. They took him at 2. The Giants took him at 209. That's 336 picks earlier than he should have been made. And same thing with Jordan Riley. They took him at 314 picks earlier. BBV has him at player number 557. Giants took him at 243. Right? But you'll notice here in 2024, okay, Malik Neighbors was picked 6 on the big board. He was 6, right? So there's any difference in value? None. Tyler Nubin, his big board, he was at number 50. They took him at 47, so it was only 3 off. Right? Andrew Phillips, there was only 9 off there. Giants took him at 70. The big board had him at 79. Theo Johnson, though, right? He was the 90th. Got him at 107. That's a plus 17. Tracy Jr., he was 153. We got him at 166. That's a plus 13. Then Darius Muasau. He was, according to BBV, he was a stretch right there. But you'll notice here, look right here, right? Look at here. Okay. Abdul Carter, right? Nothing. Jackson Dart, the big board, whatever, had him at number 33. We got him at 25. Right, but you notice all these other guys. Look at all these other guys, right? Darius Alexander, who's number 51. We got him at 65. Scatterbo, number 91. We got him at 105. Marcus Mbo, he was the big board. He was number 65 on the big board. We got him at 154. Thomas Fedoni, the second. He was number 194 on the big board. We got him at 219. And then Corey Black, 215 on the big board. We got him at 246. So you see all this red right here? This is where you, according to the big board, this is where Shane reached. All of these picks, right? Right. Didn't do too much reaching here. 3, 9. Yeah, that one's 0. And this one, these were green, so these are good. It's maybe Muasau was a little bit of a reach. But right here, all great picks, according to the big board, right? So, of course, pre-draft wisdom plus $3 will get you a ride on the subway. The The final column shows where each player ranks total among his classmates in Pro Football Reference's weighted approximate value after having been in the league for 1 or more years. The only player from Shane's class who's clearly outperformed his draft position is Micah McFadden, tied 34th in WAV, but drafted 146th. Yeah, so you look at this here too, right? Right. I mean, this is where like these high numbers here are not very good. See, McFadden did the 34th is very good. Kayvon number 14, that's very good. But those are all these other numbers, not very good at all. All these numbers not very good. 213, 101, 115, 180. 115, not very good at all. So this here, not bad, right? I mean, right? They've only played one season. A lot of these guys wound up injured. Newman, Phillips, Johnson, a lot of these guys got injured. So it's kind of tough. So we'll have to wait and see. But you do notice, right, that one thing is that his Shane's first season on the job, he did a lot. He did a lot of reaching, and you can see. I mean, it paid off. It paid off. Didn't pay off at all. Horrible draft. The first. I mean, some of them was just. Some of those guys shouldn't have been drafted, and Shane picked them. But as I said, I mean, to be fair to Shane and Daboll, he only had a couple months, 2-3 months, to get ready for free agency. He had to go over his team. He had no money. He had to find out his scouts and all that stuff. So, you got to give him a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of a mulligan maybe in the first season. But I mean, that first season you can say, but you see as the drafts go by, he doesn't seem like he's reaching as much now. So it seems like he's getting better as time goes by.